Hello my dear friends again, welcome back again. In this episode we're going to model one of the big group works. Actually we're gonna model Gravat Grand Bay project, but first let's take a look at the pictures. Generally speaking, what we are going to model this time can be one of these floors that we can work on these details on it. Then we can array it to the top and then we can rotate it. So one of the actually easiest way that we can make this project was the thing that I shared with you. And another method is that I make the general surface and then make a offset from it. And then I can make the frames or other details one by one. Now I'm going to briefly mention one of these methods that I shared with you. The first thing that we can do here is that I use a rectangle here. Okay, something like this. And for vertical curves, array a polar command for curves in full circle. Now, if we take a look at the diagrams of the work, okay, maybe we say that this is not a rectangle, it's a square, so I scale it a bit. And about the rotations rates, maybe like 45 degrees, I consider it, and I make a reflection with -1 scale, and then I rotate it 45 degrees. And now I use the blend curve command to actually attach these curves. So one of the jobs that we can do here, and it can remind it of Kimball art project, is this work. And then I can use the loft command to make the surface. I put it on the straight section and I activate this option and like this. And the poly surface that we made here can be our main poly surface in these parts. And I need another poly surface to act as the floors of this building. Doing so, I activate offset surface command and I use the flip to offset toward outside. And I remember that I put solid on no state. Okay, then we have something like this. And now I can select these and then I activate contour. And here actually toward this direction, I wanted to have the divisions every 2.5 meter. And then I gotta select all these inside lines, so I select them all like this to one of the views. Okay, like this view. Okay, now I select this. Okay, I shift to the top view and I try to deselect every one of these outside lines. If I'm not mistaken, there's one left. Yeah, that's right. And then I hold Ctrl G to make them as a group. I select the whole and Ctrl, and then I deselect the middle ones, and again Ctrl G. And then the outside curves must have some sort of thickness. And here I activate extrude curves for 20 centimeters while solid is on. Whatever I made in every stage, I activate cell last, then I select the whole things that I've made, and then I press Ctrl G so that I can hide them easily. And then we give a thickness just as the same size of these floors. And I apply extrude curves here, and okay, as the 2.5 meters that we contoured. And then we select these curves, and then I activate isolate command. The thing that I wanted to make is these bars that are here, and I switch it to the top view, and I activate offset multiple command. I wanted to have offset from all these lines for 25 centimeters or 30 centimeters. I need an offset once and toward inside. And again, I select the whole and I press Ctrl G, and then we extrude them for like 80 centimeters toward the top. And we remember here that the solid option is not on. And I press Ctrl Shift H, and I select the object that I want to get out of the hide state, and we'll make them as you can see. Here the thing that you have to do is that you gotta change the material of these parts to be displayed as glass. As you can see here, the selection of all these parts is difficult for me, and we could have used the cell last and make them as a group and then select them easily. So anyway, I select them and I give them a material of glass, as you can see here. And here I select it again and I increase the ISO curve. Nothing would be added. You know why? Because they are actually extrusions. So I'm going to explode them, and so the U and V directions would be displayed on the surfaces for me. And then I activate extract wireframe, and then I use pipe for maybe 2 centimeters. I make these. Okay, now this last command, the bars that are made, and here I group them, and then I consider another material for them. And from the metal part, maybe this time steel will be good for them. Okay, I put it on render mode. So far we have something like this. Okay, these parts could be actually hidden. Okay, now we should make all these windows and doors and frames. There are some options available. For example, I can use twin curve command. Can have between these edges 14 curves, and it is easily done. And I activate cell last command and I give it a bit of dimension. Now here I select the hole with cell curves and I send it to another layer, and then I turn it off, and then I activate twin curve and this and 14, and I keep doing this. Okay, and after I'm done with these, I can use this cell curve to select the hole, and then I can make them pipes. And the material I wanted to dedicate to here, maybe the glass. Now I get these objects out of the hide state, so you can take a look at this in this way. So as you can see, I actually can use this process, and you can continue this process to the end. I take the hole to this corner. Now we wanted to shift to another method to actually model this project. A method that could be considered a much easier method. Actually, in this method, I'm going to draw the plan of my work first. Use the rectangle from the 0 center. I make a plan like this. Then I select the plan, and then I can make an offset out of it. Maybe for 40 centimeters, and maybe another offsets for 2 meters and 20 centimeters. I extrude the first curve, much as 30 centimeters, extrude 30 centimeters, and solid is on. I extrude the second curves for 80 centimeters, solid need to be off, and I extrude the third curve, maybe for 3 meters, while solid is on, exactly the way that you see here. And then here I explode it, and then I join it, and then I increase the number of ISO curves. And then with the help of actually extract wireframes command, we create the curves, pipe, 2 centimeters, and okay. Okay, now I'm gonna hide them to do my job easily. Okay, now here on this surface, I'm going to make the windows that we have here with more details. In doing so, I can use create UV curve command, so I can have the extension of my work here. Then I can actually apply the design that I wanted to have on here. For example, for 4/10, and then gonna explode it a bit. Okay, here I gotta give it a number. I don't know the exact number, maybe 8. Let me take a look at it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I gotta give it 10 actually to have all these here. Next thing that we gotta do is that I have a square here. I want a square here. Maybe have a little offset. No, here, let me extrude it here to the point that I want. Now we're gonna have a offset surface toward inside as much as 5 centimeters. Okay, and then the solid is on, and then I extrude the curve here to the middle, and then to both opposite directions, and then I extrude it again, and then I select the whole thing, and I use the array linear option. I'm gonna make the copies. Okay, let me to do the job better, I move it to this part, and here again I can consider scale 1D. Okay, that's right. Then after the selection, okay, after I select it, I can use the array linear as I told. I think it's 9, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we have one here left. Okay, we can select them all, and I activate filter curve, and then I can use scale 1D. I can actually cover this part like this. And next, I gotta select this edge and the line here. Okay, this line, and give it a bit of thickness. And then I'm gonna select them all, and I press Ctrl G and then Ctrl H. Okay, these curves gotta be selected, join, and then extrude curves as much as 2 centimeters. And then I'm going to draw a plane under what we have here. I use this. Okay, this is my plane here. Here I select the whole except for the plane that I made, and then I activate follow along surface command, and say that from this edge to this edge, like this. We can do the same job to other parts, like I can transfer it from here to here. Okay. And for the other parts, maybe I gotta scale it, or maybe it's better to change the numbers. I leave the numbers to you, and maybe I scale it here. Okay, just the way that you see here. And now I'm going to give it a glass material and this object as well. Let's shift into render. This is the general output. Now what we should do here is that I select this, I activate array linear. Now I want 30 floors from 0 center. I hold control and I go up as much as 3 meters, I think. Much as 3 meters and 30 centimeters. Yes, that's right. The number is correct. Again, I activate array linear. 30 floors, and here I give it the number. Okay, next we gotta select them all. Maybe there are too many floors here. That's not a big deal. I can remove this easily. Okay, now let's take a look at the last floor here. There's a roof, so I don't want this. Let's shift it to the view now. Okay, so I can remove them easily. And then now I select them all in the twist command, and now I gotta rotate it from the beginning to the end. Here the 0 center. Okay, now here I turn on the project and as much as 45 degrees. And here in twist command, I should remember that I turn off the rigid option. When I put the rigid option into off state, it rotates my form as a whole. And this is not actually what I need here. And actually, you're gonna fully understand this when it starts doing its job. Well, now the project is created just the way that we were thinking of. And here I can select this part and give it other types of glass. It all depends on your taste and creativity. Okay, and I can do the same job to the other floors. Make this project in a way that you're more comfortable with, and don't forget to practice. I actually talked about the 2 methods that we can make this project. And don't forget that you can use other types of methods to model this project. And again, don't forget that to share your practices and your project with your friends. And again, thank you for watching this episode, and take care, and bye-bye for now.